Hey guys, back in the garage again, working on Lucky. What I want to try to get done today, what I've been trying to get done all the last few days, is this quarter panel over here. I want to try to get this done. It's got to get done today. That right there. So, but before I can even get to that, we have to fix this right here. So I made up the piece. Here's some of the pieces that I need. It's just a matter of setting it in place, cleaning it up really good, and getting it to fit really nice. Because I don't want you to be able to look at it and say, what the heck is that? I want you to look at it. You're going to see that something was done, but it's going to look neat and clean. Knock on wood, it's going to look neat and clean. But you know me, enough babbling. Let's get to work on this and see what we can get done on this car today. Here we go. Let's get this up in here so we can get this done. Yeah, this is like so piercing, this sound, this motor running. That's why I always put it on fast forward. And I put the music on. I know sometimes the music will drive you crazy, but I think it's better than listening to this sometimes. So, a few more clicks, we should be there. All right, maybe a few more. All right, maybe one more. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to cut all this out. I'm going to get rid of all this. And hopefully set a new piece in. It's going to be in two pieces, and you'll see there's going to be a seam right here that I'm going to weld this down, and then I'll grind it off. And hopefully it should look pretty decent, I think. So let me set this up, and we'll get moving on this, okay? Let me put you, I'm thinking maybe over here. Nah, you know what? I'm going to put it right over here. I'll bring you up. All right. That should do it right there. All right, let's cut this. This is what I want to do. This is a piece that I had cut. That's going to set in here. I'll weld it all off. And then this is a piece that goes in the bottom. So what I'll do is I'll weld this across here. I'll clean it all up. I'll weld it across, grind it down, and then weld it to the car again. And it should look pretty good when it's done. Fingers crossed it'll look pretty good. I think it'll look good. All right, so let's just get that out of there. I'm thinking this might be the better tool to use. It's kind of tight. We'll see. It'll either work or it won't. It's just too far. I want to cut this rail. Oh, that's not bad. We're gonna have to put this back in also. Let's see what I can do. Oh, here, take a look. So this is what we're working with so far. It's really not that bad, actually. So let me see what I'm going to do with it. Hold on. I know all that. Sorry for talking over that compressor. I know everything behind this I know has to get cleaned up. So this is basically what it's going to look like. Again, I got to weld the frame back to this. And then I got to add the piece along the bottom. And I got to clean this up here. Right there. Yeah, this will work nice. Alrighty, hold on. All right, I had to get my little grinding wheel here. See if we can get this. All right. Let's see what we can do with this. I think we can make it look pretty good. So I'm looking for. Oh, let me get my helmet. That'll work. You know, I'm always using a flashlight with my welding helmet. And now I see they have welding helmets with lights on them. And I just bought this. I wish I would have known they had that before I bought this. Well, then again, I could give this one to my son. What do we do with this? Nope. No ground. I do this every time. I'll try to get. I almost did it again. What can we do with this here? I had it right where I wanted it before. Oh, almost again. That's where I want it, right there. All right, I just want to show you where we are. It's pretty much it. So now we can move on to the next thing over here. No, I'm only kidding, it's not done. I only have one screw holding this right there. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to put it on my grinder, and I'm going to clean this all up nice and neat and clean. Then we'll put it back on, and we'll keep trimming away, because I still have to add this clip over here somewhere around there, but it's got to line up right. So I just wanted to stop, show you where we are, and let's keep plugging away at this. Here we go. Wait a minute. There we go. Oh, don't tell me I went all the way into this. Oh, that should come right out. Right on the end, I got it. Let me get my little grinding wheel. That's got to go away right there. There it is. Yep, that all has to go away. Well, I missed a few. Quite a few. Well, let's fix this right now. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Boy, how to make something easy look difficult. Just says Cal. Here we go. All right. What I might do? I'm going to do these from the back. It just lets the grind up front. All right. Hold on. All right. I just grind that to get most of the bulky grinding done. I want to show something. I want to show you something. We'll see how this looks. Let me just put it back in here. Okay. This is what an original one looks like. I'll fix this here. So I'm just going to tap this down, clean this up, and weld this off. But I'm going to clean everything behind this first, and then I'll grind this down. It's just easier for me to put it on that. It's easier for me to throw it on that to get the bulk of the stuff off. Now we'll hit this with the grinding wheel. I'll clean it up. I'll paint it up, and it'll look okay. And finish it up. All right, I cheated a little bit. This right here is supposed to have one of these clips, but you got to kind of notch it in over here. So I just welded this to the back. So I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to paint it all up. I'll set it in place, and then I'm going to plug weld it here. I'll weld it off here and here, and I'm going to weld a bead across here. But I'll clean this up, and I'm just going to go over it. As opposed to cutting it out, I'm just going to run a plate over it. And I'll weld this off. And then from the inside, I'll weld it from the inside as well, and then I'll clean it up. It's going to get seam seal in there. So, but that's pretty much what it's going to look like. So let me clean this up now. I know I got, there we go. Give this a minute. I'll let it dry in place. Now, let me get a couple of screws in here, and I'll use those. I'll tap them, and then I'll back them out, and I'll use those as my plug wells. Huh. Oh, I broke the tip on my screwdriver. Phillips. See ya. Okay. All right, much better. So, see how tight we could get this. Got one that way. Let's get one this way. That's not going to work. Will this work? Oh yeah, that'll work. course. That's good. Grab the mask. That mask you use yesterday. You want to use this one or is it the one? The quarter panel? Just hit this here. By the time I come back, you should be done with the quarter panel. If not, close to it. I'm going to go get a cup of coffee. You want anything from 7-Eleven?
Yeah, just the same cup of coffee.
Huh?
The same cup of coffee.
All right.
Yeah.
How is it outside? How do you move it out? That's it?
Yeah.
I'll leave this on here. We can get to the point where we're just doing body work or in great shape. Alright, I'll be right back. You know, my son's taking the doors down. The quarter panel's done. He's doing the door. He's going to do that fender. He's going to knock it all down. And just keep moving on. I want to try to do this right here. I've been trying to do this for days. This right here. I'm just going to cut this out because it goes up to about here roughly. So I'm just going to cut out this right here, take it down, and then slowly fit that to see where I want to cut it. And that one I'm gonna butt weld that all the way through, so there's no lip or anything. But I just want to stop, show you where we are. Here we go. All right, guys, I know it's noisy. I made a line. I'm going to cut this out, and we'll just keep dry fitting the new panel until we can get it to fit nice. All righty. I know it's noisy, so we're just going to go a little fast forward on this. Here we go. All right, guys. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Sorry, it's all this stuff. That's pretty much it. Right here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a mark all the way across. And then I'm going to cut it and butt weld it. So generally I would plunge a blade through here. And then that would be my seam. But I think I can make it pretty tight. And then I got to clean everything behind it. I got to clean the outer wheelhouse and everything. So I was just trying to get an idea on dry fitting it. So I have to cut this here because I want it to look the same. And this right here, I have to trim this back. And then I'm going to weld it to the original seam right here. And then this I'm just going to plug weld all the way down, and then I'll trim off the excess right there. Because they always run them long. So, I usually take them and then I just trim them back to the factory length. And that's pretty much it. I just wanted to take a minute, excuse me, while the compressor's taking a breather and take a look. It's getting there, but I got to tell you, this car has been beat up. Glenn, was somebody mad at you? It's got all the little dents all over the place. But it won't when it's done, okay? So I just wanted to show you where we are because I'm fast forwarding everything because it's going to be such a long video. I'm trying to condense it down as much as I can, okay? So, alrighty, here we go. Oop. Okay. Oh yeah, there they are. There they are. Let's cut this up. I want to be able to see this. That's it. Hope I didn't ruin this. I should have rounded this down first. Didn't realize that. Oh yeah, that'll work. Let me take this down. This is a bummer, this compressor is not working. Still nothing. I'm gonna use this. All right. All right. Here it is. Right there. I think I got it pretty decent. Recess that in there. I'll weld this across here. I'll clean it up. And then I'll cut this down because it's fatter than the original. But now what I got to do is fix the outer wheelhouse now so I can weld this off. So I just wanted to show you what I was doing. And the reason why I ended up there, because that's where the rust stopped over here. So It should look pretty decent when it's done. I hope so. But I just wanted to stop, show you where we are. Here we go. All right, guys, it's the end of the day. I was gonna keep working, and I just kind of hit a wall. But I got this right here. That panel, which I hate laying the panels down upside down like that. That panel right there is all set to go in. I'm just gonna weld this off back here, the outer wheelhouse. Then I'm gonna clean it up. I'll seam seal it, and I'll have it all undercoated and everything. This way, when I put the panel on, they'll never have to worry about that again. So I was gonna do that, but I'm just, like I say, I just hit a wall, and I think we got a decent amount done. My son got a decent amount done, actually. He took the car down really quick. Tomorrow, well, let's go over what my son did. Over here, he took this whole side down. And I gotta tell you, this Mustang, it was, I'm not gonna say that it was ridden hard, but it's got some definitely got its bumps and bruises on here. And it's a super clean car, and it's just got all these little dips. It's really weird, and the fender too. But but other than that, this car is actually super solid. This car is a pleasure to work on. I guess maybe compared to some of the other cars that we did in here. But like I say, it's the end of the day. I'm kind of tired, and I figured tomorrow we'll get an early start. We'll finally get that quarter panel done. Oh, you know what? I forgot. Also, we did this patch panel back over here. Not too bad. It actually doesn't look bad, I don't think. But maybe I'm partial to it. But we did a few things, and hopefully tomorrow we're gonna keep plugging away on Lucky. And I think maybe by Thursday, if not Thursday, Friday morning, this car will be ready to go to Joe Cali back. Hopefully, I'm thinking no later than Friday. I mean, I made a few changes, but nothing crazy. But that's pretty much it. I figured let me keep you posted on what was going on with Lucky, and Lucky's getting there, getting very close. So as always, I appreciate you guys watching, and you guys take care of yourselves.